Have you ever wondered about the origins of the nursery rhyme Jack and Jill? It's a familiar tune, one that echoes through our childhoods and into the nursery rooms of our own offspring. A simple tale of two individuals, Jack and Jill, who embark on a quest to fetch a pail of water. But what if I told you there's more to this tale than meets the ear? You see, just like the winding roads of medieval England, the story of Jack and Jill is not as straightforward as it seems. Beneath the surface of this innocent rhyme lies a rich and sordid history that dates back to the bygone days of kings and queens, taxes and revolt. A history shrouded in mystery, intrigue and speculation. So buckle up your mental time machines, because we're about to embark on a journey that will forever change the way you think about this childhood classic. Now let's delve into the shadowy past of this seemingly innocent nursery rhyme. The nursery rhyme as we know it today first appeared in a printed version in 18th century England. A time of powdered wigs, stiff petticoats and the beginnings of the Industrial Revolution. Yet, the true beginnings of Jack and Jill likely existed long before the first ink was set to paper. The first printed version of this seemingly innocent ditty appeared in John Newbery's Mother Goose's Melody, published around 1765. The words and the structure we're familiar with today were almost there, but not quite. The rhyme read, "Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after." The rhythm, the cadence, it was all there. But there were small, subtle variations to the wording that make it distinct from the version we know today. There is a theory that suggests the rhyme's origins likely predate its first printed appearance. Some believe it could have been an oral tradition, passed down through generations, its true origins lost in the mists of time. Others speculate that it might have been a coded message or a mnemonic device, its seemingly nonsensical words hiding deeper meanings. The rhyme's simplicity and its catchy rhythm ensured its survival through the ages. It was passed down from parent to child, from grandparent to grandchild. It was sung in nurseries and schoolyards, in homes and in public places. It was a constant, a familiar refrain in an ever-changing world, and yet behind the simple lines of verse lurked a mystery. Why did Jack and Jill go up the hill? Why did Jack fall down? And why did Jill come tumbling after? These questions have puzzled scholars and historians for centuries, and many theories have been put forth to explain them. But what was the inspiration behind these simple lines of verse? Was it just a silly rhyme meant to amuse children, or was there something more to it? The answer, as it turns out, is far from simple, and it takes us back to a time and place very different from our own. A time of kings and queens, of intrigue and power struggles, of life and death. The story behind Jack and Jill is a tale as intriguing and complex as the history of the world itself. One theory suggests the rhyme is actually about France's King Louis XVI and Queen Marie Antoinette during the French Revolution. Now, if we delve a bit deeper into this theory, we find a rather grim interpretation of the seemingly innocent nursery rhyme. Imagine, if you will, a time of great turmoil and upheaval. The year is 1789, the French Revolution is in full swing, and the monarchy is on the brink of destruction. In this context, Jack is believed to symbolize King Louis XVI, a king who, in the face of revolutionary fervor, quite literally lost his crown. The phrase "Jack fell down and broke his crown" takes on a new, darker meaning when you consider that Louis XVI was beheaded in January of 1793, a gruesome end for a monarch indeed. Then we come to Jill. According to the theory, Jill represents none other than Queen Marie Antoinette. The line, "and Jill came tumbling after," suggests the Queen's fate following her husband's execution. In a tragic echo of her husband's demise, Marie Antoinette was also sentenced to death by guillotine. She met her end in October of the same year, tumbling after her husband into the annals of revolutionary history. The theory paints a grim picture, doesn't it? A nursery rhyme that we all recite in our childhood, oblivious to the potential historical bloodshed it represents. It's a chilling reminder of how stories can be cloaked in innocence to hide a much harsher reality. Of course, this theory, like all theories, has its skeptics. Some argue that the rhyme predates the French Revolution, while others simply dismiss it as fanciful interpretation. But isn't that the beauty of history? The intrigue, the mystery, the endless possibilities. But that's not the only theory about the rhyme's dark history. Another theory suggests the rhyme is about the beheading of Richard III of England and his queen consort, Anne Neville. Now, this theory is a fascinating one. It posits that Jack is actually a reference to Richard III himself. Richard III, as many of you may know, had a rather tragic reign. His rule was marked by turmoil and conflict, and he is often depicted as a villainous figure in popular culture. According to this interpretation of the rhyme, Richard's fall down the hill is symbolic of his downfall. The crown he loses isn't just a reference to his physical crown, but to his kingdom as well. The hill, in this case, is a metaphor for the throne from which Richard was brutally toppled. Now let's talk about Jill. In this theory, Jill is believed to be a representation of Anne Neville, Richard's queen. Anne, like Richard, had a rather tumultuous life. She was a pawn in the political games of the time and was married off to Richard by her father, the Earl of Warwick, in a bid to secure his own political ambitions. The line, "and Jill came tumbling after," is thought to symbolize how Anne's fate was irrevocably tied to Richard's. After Richard's death, Anne lost her status and power. She was no longer the queen consort, and her life took a downward spiral, much like how Jill tumbled down the hill after Jack in the nursery rhyme. But why would such a dark tale be turned into a nursery rhyme, you may ask? Well, rhymes and songs were often used as a form of coded communication. They were a way for people to discuss and critique the monarchy without fear of reprisal. These theories, as disturbing as they might be, give us a glimpse into the political and historical events of the time. The nursery rhyme, Jack and Jill, isn't just a simple children's verse. It's a piece of history, reflecting the trials and tribulations of a turbulent era. Over the centuries, Jack and Jill has evolved from a potential political commentary to a beloved children's nursery rhyme. This transformation, like a caterpillar into a butterfly, is a testament to the fluidity of human expression. A seemingly innocent ditty sung by children at play was perhaps once a vehicle for voicing dissent or criticism, cloaked in the safety of metaphor and rhyme. The meaning of Jack and Jill, like many aspects of history and literature, is shaped by the lens of the beholder. The historical and cultural context in which it is viewed can dramatically alter its interpretation and indeed its impact. This is the beauty and the challenge of studying history and literature. It is a constant reminder that nothing exists in a vacuum and that the simplest of things can have the most profound of origins. Next time you recite Jack and Jill, remember, these simple words might hold a deeper, darker meaning than you ever imagined.